Hey there, it's Basidian. Welcome back. If you have been here before, welcome to the channel if you're new here. I did a question, like a Q&A video a little while back, and I got a comment from Neon Leon that says, will you make a part 2 since you have 340 questions left? PS, I love your channel. Granted, that is my little one making that comment on my video, but for him, I decided to go ahead and do another one. So I found another list of questions. I haven't actually gone through this list yet, so I'm just going to take them one at a time. If I decide to skip them, I'll either cut it out or whatever. But yeah, if you like this video, please remember to hit like. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe if you wouldn't mind, and we'll go ahead and get on into our questions. What's your favorite way to spend the day off? Usually I like to spend my days off relaxing. I might play a video game here or two. Pretty much most of the stuff that you see on my videos. And then I like to hang out with my little one, go through some Netflix TV shows because I don't like commercials. I like to draw occasionally. I like to write occasionally. What type of music are you into? Essentially anything that doesn't have twang. I'm pretty diverse in terms of my musical choices, but country music and I don't really get along so great. What was the best vacation you ever took and why? Me, Val, and my son, Neon Leon, actually went to the Monterey Bay Aquarium, and we ended up at this like hotel place that was kind of like cabin, so it was really open, and there was a lot of like trees, and you could see the ocean. I might pop a picture up in the corner. You'll see it if I did. And then we had a really nice dinner out on the like little shop thing that was over there. We went to the aquarium the next day. We got to walk around the Cannery Row strip that's right there. So it was just a really chill, fun getaway. The hotel was really nice. It had like this giant, what do you call it? Like, it was like a rec room. It had a pool table. It had board games. It had a bar, everything like that. So it was really neat little cove to be in. Also, I saw a deer, so that was really neat, like at the hotel. Where's your next place to travel on your bucket list and why? I've never actually been out of the US, so I've always wanted to maybe go to Ireland or Japan, maybe England, somewhere not in the US would be cool. What are your hobbies and how did you get into them? Again, writing, drawing, gaming. Pretty much all three of them I got into when I was younger, just like as escapism, because they were different worlds that I was a part of, or they were different worlds that I was creating. So I had a little bit of like a safe space to go to because I did suffer quite a bit of bullying at school. What was my favorite age growing up? I don't know. What was the last thing you read? Would have been the last book that was released in the Dexter book series. By the way, the book series is way better than the TV show, and I know people say that a lot, but it's like super true in this case. Would you say that you're more of an extrovert or an introvert? I am an extreme introvert. What's your favorite ice cream topping? Warm fudge. What was the last TV show you binge watch? I've been going through The Walking Dead again. Are you into podcasts or do you only listen to music? Every once in a while, I'll listen to a podcast. It's hard for me to find one that I get into or that I have enough time to actually listen to. So for the most part, I just listen to music. Do you have a favorite holiday? Why or why not? Halloween 100% by, as you can tell, the way that I dress and the general aesthetic of my channel. If you could only eat one food for the rest of your life, what would it be? I feel like I answered some of these before. Sushi? Probably. Do you like going to the movies or do you prefer watching it at home? Every once in a while I like going to the movies, but genuinely I would prefer to just wait until I can watch it at home. What's your favorite quote from a TV show, movie, book? I would have to say my favorite quote is from a TV show called Leverage from a character named Elliot. And he's talking about, because he's like this hitman, and he's talking about knives, and he also enjoys cooking. And he's like, well, if you hold a knife this way, you can chop an onion. If you hold a knife this way, you can cut through like 4 yakuza in 2 seconds. So I've always really liked that quote that I'm probably paraphrasing. What's one thing that can instantly make your day better? Coffee. When you were a kid, did you eat crust on your sandwich or not? I think it depended on the type of bread. I don't necessarily like cheap bread because it has really dry crust, but if it's not super cheap bread, I'll usually eat the crust. Ideally, how do you spend your birthday? A very small group of people hanging out, not in a public location, usually at my place, playing board games, chilling, maybe watching something, playing something like Jackbox. Do you have a favorite type of exercise? I do, actually. I really enjoy the standing elliptical bikes because of my sciatica. It doesn't hurt my knee or my side, and it's still really good exercise. What's your favorite season and why? I generally prefer fall or winter just because the heat and I do not get along. What's the phone app you use the most? There is a app game called Shop Titans, and I probably use that app the most. Would you rather cook or order in? I would definitely rather cook. How do you take your coffee? If it's from Starbucks, I take it in the form of an iced 5-shot espresso, 2 pumps white mocha, light non-fat milk, extra ice. um, Otherwise, usually just a little bit of sugar if it's home coffee. Do you sleep with a top sheet? Why or why not? I don't. I would rather just have a blanket. I also I don't like things loose near my legs that aren't a blanket. If you could have any exotic animal as a pet, what would it be? Either a wolf or a lynx or a kangaroo. What would be the first thing you do if you won the lottery? I would probably pay off all my debts as well as all of my close family members' debts. Were you close with your family growing up? Yes, I was very close with my mom. I was very close with my cousins. I was very close with my grandma. When I went through high school, I had a little bit of a rough patch with my mom, but we bounced back from that pretty quickly. She's always been a very accepting person, as have I. We just did the whole typical mother-daughter clash from the 10th grade to like the 12th grade almost. How do you define your family now? We definitely are independent in our own lives, but we're still there for each other. Does your family ever take trips together? Every once in a while, we can get everybody together. The last time was Universal Studios. Usually when we all go together, we go a little bit pricey if we can, but we had the VIP passes. So we got the super fancy breakfast. We got to go through an extra special tram ride. We got literally walked to the front of every line for every ride we wanted to go on. So that was really fun. And we stayed at a pretty nice hotel too. So the whole experience was just super cool. If you had a family business, what would it be? It would definitely be some kind of restaurant. My mother loves cooking. I love cooking. My sister loves cooking. My son is very interested in learning how to cook, especially baking. So it would definitely be like a cafe or dinner, lunch situation. Do you and your family have any nicknames for each other? Yes, as all families do. We have quite a few. We used to call my grandma Graham Cracker. My mom, I used to call Mommy Ma. My sister, we referred to as Bug. So my son is, according to the family, they call him Bobo. So yeah, we do. And then my mom and my sister call me Sis or Sissy. My mom calls me that too because of my sister. How do you show your family you love them? I think we just have a basic understanding that we love each other. We don't try to do anything to necessarily prove our love. We just are a loving family, which is nice. What's the most important holiday you spend with your family and why? In this regard, either Thanksgiving or Christmas, because those are the two that everybody actually shows up for. Who is the newest member of your family? I have a new tiny baby niece. She was born mid to early last year. I feel really bad for not remembering the exact date, but in the quarantine, everything just kind of blends together timeline-wise. Timeline-wise, words. What is your definition of success? Being secure and happy and comfortable. Would you rather make more money at a job that you hate or less money doing one you love? I would rather make less money doing one I love. And hopefully that would be enough money to sustain myself. Do you live by any piece of advice or motto? I've always been very fond of the idea of so long as you're not hurting anybody, do what you want to do with yourself, or as it harm none, do what you will. Just the idea that you can be yourself, you can express yourself, but you still need to be mindful of how you affect other people. If you could snap your fingers and instantly make the world a better place, what would you do? I would take care of basic needs. So food, shelter, and then healthcare. Do you believe in astrology? Why or why not? I don't think everything that's written about it is true, but I do believe in it in the way that it kind of gives you something to think about, at least, or self reflect if something matches or doesn't match, why or why not. So, where I don't believe necessarily that everything is written specifically, I think it's vague enough to get you to think about yourself and what you want to actually achieve. What is your biggest irrational fear? Sharks? Probably sharks. And then perhaps the idea of a zombie apocalypse coming at some point. Do you believe you should do one thing a day that's a day? No. Like every once in a while, sure, go ahead and try to break some of those fears, but like you don't need to torture yourself every day. Don't set that goal. How do you define beauty? I think beauty is the relativity of being able to be with someone, connect with someone, feel comfortable around them so that you can be comfortable around each other. I think it's less of a physical appearance because that's objective from the eye of the beholder. That changes from person to person. But I think the ability to mesh with somebody is what would make them beautiful. If you had unlimited money to start your own business, what would it be? I would start a cafe that also had a gaming side to it. I have this like whole list of ideas for it. I could make a whole video about that. I might have actually answered that question in the last one. If you had the opportunity to be immortal, would you take it? No, I don't want to outlive everybody that I love and know and have to start over and have to figure out how to gain a new identity and explain why I don't have a history because I'm sure that people wouldn't necessarily know that I was immortal. I always thought that was kind of weird when you were thinking about something like that, is how do they like start over in a new life feasibly? Do you think you'll likely accomplish all of your dreams? Realistically, probably not. I don't know that many people actually achieve all of their dreams, but it's still nice to think about in order to help keep you motivated. If you could have a superpower, what would it be? It used to say like the ability to sleep on cue, but now that my insomnia has been diagnosed and I have treatment for it, I would say the ability to fall from any distance and climb super quickly, I guess. So like a parkour kind of a situation. Super agility, whatever you want to call that. If you came back in your next life as an animal, what would you be? I would want to be a rich woman's cat. I feel like that would be a very easy life. Although I might just be thinking of the Aristocats. But you know, still really feel that would be cool. Do you hit the snooze button or wake up immediately? I set about 5 alarms, and I usually hit the snooze button on all 5 alarms. It depends on when I actually wake up. I'm really not good at waking up. What's the last thing you do at night? I put on a TV show at a low volume just so that there's some kind of background noise, and then I usually fall asleep after that. Do you believe in any conspiracy theories? I have never heard a conspiracy theory to date that has swayed me into some kind of belief in it at all. In fact, I've heard a lot of crazy ones this year. I'm sure you have too. Do you think iced coffee should only be consumed in summer or all year round? I get my coffee iced all the time, but like, drink coffee how you gonna drink coffee. I'm not gonna say it. For me, iced all year round. At a party, where can somebody find you? Hiding. Or in a very small circle of 3 people that I actually know. Or probably nowhere because I don't go to parties. What is your go-to midnight snack? Cheetos, Flaming Hot. Oh, you know, that's my snack from a couple of days ago. I say a couple of days ago. It's just been sitting on my desk the whole time. I totally ratted myself out right there. I should have said it was from tonight. What is the silliest argument you've ever been in? It's probably a tie, and both of the times were at work. I used to work at a diner. And I got into I wasn't engaging in the fight, but I was being fought by a customer about pancakes. And I wasn't even fighting back. I was like, gonna go fix it. And they kept stopping me to like bring up more points. And I was like, I'm just gonna go get you new pancakes. And the other one would probably be when I was a cake decorator with a pink sprinkles lady. That was a nightmare. The whole thing was a nightmare. Comment down below if you want to hear about pink sprinkles lady. What is your opinion of modern art? Honestly, all art from all decades. There's pieces I like, and there's definitely pieces I don't like. So I might jive with a piece or I might not, but I think artistic taste is kind of something from person to person basis. Like I might hate something that somebody else loves. So when it comes to modern art, I've seen a lot of it that I do like. I've definitely seen some very strange things. So it's art. It's either you like it or you don't like it. What's the first thing you wanted to be when you grew up? So if this is talking about in terms of like when I was in kindergarten and I had to pick something, at the time they convinced me to pick beauticianist for like hair and nails and stuff, just because like I didn't know. And so they just kind of kept pushing stuff on me. And then I was finally like, they were talking about a salon and I'd been to a salon with my mom. And I'm like, yeah, I want to do that. So that was forced upon me in kindergarten. But other than that, I've always wanted to be either a teacher or a writer. And then recently I've come into the idea of like, I really enjoy creating content and kind of the stumbles and growth that have been my current journey. So we'll go ahead and end it there. I don't really know how many questions I just read. So I was kind of scrolling through some of them that were little too much or too personal or would take way too much time to answer. So there you go. There is a questions getting to know Bassie number 2. Hopefully you enjoyed, Leon, and the rest of you that are still with us at the end of this video. And I will see you next time. Thank you so much for stopping by. Bye-bye.